Well, it's 2024 and I've just got myself a brand new 2023 Sea-Doo Sport, as you can see here. And what I thought I'd talk about today is the additions that I'm making to it, so to make it like my other ski that had fuel tanks on it and stuff like that. So I think the first thing you'll notice here is we got this hood up. Talk about that a little bit. The best way to take out this pocket here, or this storage locker, is to raise this hood up and secure it with your boat strap right here. So A, it doesn't fall down on your head when you're working in here, and also what's required to get this locker out of here is to flex this hood up and this way a little bit with the tension on your strap here, and that'll get you just enough clearance to raise the locker up straight. If you try to jigger the locker this way and bring it out, it's going to hook on something. You have to raise it straight up. So of course you have to take off all the shrouds and stuff like that, and that'll be for another video. But let's take a look here and see what we got going on. That's just kind of the general overview of what we have, and we'll start at the top, or at the front, the bow. What you notice here is that I have an insert put in here in the fuel line, and what this is for the two fuel lines that go to the rear of the ski to hook into my auxiliary tanks that maybe you guys have seen in some of the other videos that I've made. This is a fuel line hose from Gates. It's called Barracuda. The other kinds of fuel line hose that you get from the auto parts store, a lot of it is not really made for ethanol fuel, and it'll harden and stiffen. And this stuff is supposed to be lined to prevent degradation from the ethanol fuel. As you can see, we have one line going back this way, we have the other line coming this way, and then it loops and goes to the rear of the ski. So here we have the fuel line and the fuel filter. Fuel goes that way. We have a fuel filter on this side, and we have a fuel filter on this side. The lines run to the back of the ski, and then they come out the sidewall. And then my tanks will fixture on here. You might have seen those in some of the other videos. Here it is coming out of the port side, and we'll hook this into our tanks also. Some other things that you'll notice here is I've installed my bilge pump back here. This SailFlow bilge pump fits very nicely right down on the hull, right to the side of these hoses, and you go ahead and band clamp it here, and that really helps fixture it. You'll also notice this stuff here. This is an idea that Marcus Chui up in the Pacific Northwest has told everybody about, and basically it consists of putting in some footwell drain ports into the footwells of the ski. These come from Yamaha. What you do is you buy them from Yamaha at the parts place at your motorcycle or ski shop, and then you put these in and you run this PEX piping all the way to the back, and you bring it around this side here. You might wonder, well, how does that get curved like that? PVC and PEX piping, if you heat it up good with a heat gun, it's moldable and flexible, and you can bend these curves in it, these nice curves in it. Don't try to bend it just yourself, it'll be too hard. Hit it with the heat gun, and then you can bend this curve. You notice that everything is clamped down with an Oetiker clamp here, and these are PEX fittings. And what we've hooked into the bilge pump, that automatic bilge pump that comes with the Sea-Doo. We've disconnected this hose from that fitting right there and brought it up and around, and this is what the bilge pump, or the self siphon, is going to use to get the water from those footwell drains into this tube, up and around, and then out. We've tested these things, and they're pretty awesome. They will drain your footwells in about 30 seconds or less from about the half full position. And it runs constantly as long as your ski is running, and it really helps quite a bit. We've also taken our transducer cable, our transducer, and we've added another zip tie to it. You can see there that the zip tie is not really was not tied very well onto, or fixtured very well onto the port of the Garmin transducer housing. And what you should do is just check that when you get your ski. Mine had the zip tie at the very end of the nipple. It wasn't even gripping on the nipple itself. They put the zip tie too far down this way on the tube, and so it would have slipped out and leaked everything. You can see that I've run my tube up to my reservoir so I can check out and see what my fluid level is doing without having to take off the housing here, or the deck. You'll also notice, and I put on another thing, that we use these plus nuts. I got tired of fixturing with the yellow chingaderas, which constantly seem to shift around, and when they get old they'll sometimes fall into the hull, and especially these back ones here, it's hard to get them out from underneath. It's just a pain in the ass. So you cinch these plus nuts up, not real tight, but just snug, and they really make a great feature for attaching your deck. Okay, so that's about it with my ski. And right here also, I've changed the position from the stock, or from the factory, to have this inspection port at the top so that I can actually flush my wear ring. Believe it or not, when they modify your ski or change out your wear ring, this is the way they're going to place it at the shop. For some reason, it comes with that thing at the bottom. Of course, the people are going to bitch and moan, saying that it's supposed to come from the factory that way, so leave it alone because it's supposed to drain water. Well, okay, if they want to leave it alone, that's fine with me. Talking about draining water, also, you know, this ski is designed so apparently so the water sits in the footwell, so I guess anybody that doesn't like that will not want to put any kind of self drains in the footwells themselves. And another thing is, talk about drainage, that Sea-Doo made these drain holes to go in this top deck, the hood part. Of course, as we all know, what happens is when this gets water on the inside of it and you lift up your hood, the water drains into the locker. So I guess that's some design to flush out your locker from Sea-Doo. So I guess people do not want to change that either. What I suggest you do is come in and plug up these damn holes and let the water drain out the front, and also put a shroud here so the water drains this way instead of dripping into your hull and getting your equipment wet. All right, so that's about it for this installment. I'm sure I've left some stuff out, but I'll come back and get it later.